Dream, your forehead is not big. You have the cutest head shape. If the 4 fingers is perfect. If you had 2 hands, it still would be cute.
Who has a big forehead? Like, I have 4 fingers. King has 5 fingers.
Dreamy, I have 2 daughters, and their names are Dream is my oldest daughter, and True is the second oldest. Those are my 2 girls, and I miss you guys so much. I love you guys.
Khloé Kardashian might have just found herself in the middle of another messy situation, this time with none other than Blac Chyna. And let me tell you, this one is personal. Chyna is not holding back. She's allegedly coming for full custody of Dream Kardashian. And if what's being said is true, it looks like she's blaming Khloé for turning her daughter against her. The drama between Chyna and the Kardashian family has been brewing for years. But this might be the most explosive chapter yet. According to insiders, Chyna believes the Kardashians have been pulling strings behind the scenes to keep Dream away from her. And the person at the center of it all, Khloé. Allegedly, Chyna thinks Khloé has been working overtime to position herself as Dream's second mom, while simultaneously making Chyna look bad in the process. And let's be real, this isn't just about family tension. Legal action is reportedly already in motion. Chyna is said to be preparing to fight for custody in court, and if history has taught us anything, this won't be a quiet battle. It's wild to think that Blac Chyna and the Kardashians were ever on good terms, but once upon a time, Chyna and Kim Kardashian were actually friends. And not just casual acquaintances, we're talking real friendship. They were spotted together constantly, hitting up events, taking selfies, acting like they were practically family. But that all changed and fast. The turning point? Kylie Jenner. Around 2014, rumors started swirling that Kylie, who was still a teenager at the time, was getting a little too close to Tyga. And Tyga? He just so happened to be Chyna's boyfriend and the father of her son, King Cairo. You can imagine how that went over. According to Chyna's side of things, Kylie's involvement with Tyga wasn't just a betrayal, it was the ultimate backstab. And the Kardashians? They tried to sweep it under the rug, pushing the idea that Kim and Chyna simply grew apart. But let's be real, nobody was buying that. People were convinced that Kylie and Tyga's relationship was the real reason behind the fallout, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. Chyna was suddenly on the outside, while Kylie was front and center in a relationship with the father of her child. The tension only grew from there, and it's safe to say, things never fully recovered. Kylie and Tyga's relationship wasn't just controversial, it was a full-blown scandal. The timeline alone had people raising eyebrows. Kylie first met Tyga when she was just 14, back in 2011, when he performed at Kendall's Sweet 16. At the time, Tyga was already in a serious relationship with Blac Chyna. Fast forward a few years, and by the time Kylie was 17, rumors were everywhere that she and Tyga were more than just friends. Chyna wasn't just upset, she was blindsided. She allegedly believed Kylie and Tyga had been secretly seeing each other before she and Tyga even officially split. And let's be real, given how quickly Tyga moved on with Kylie after breaking up with Chyna, it's not hard to see why she felt that way. What followed was nothing short of a social media war. Chyna and the Kardashians started taking shots at each other left and right. There was shade, there were cryptic posts, and there was no mistaking that the drama was real. Chyna made it clear she wasn't just going to sit back and take it. And as for the Kardashians, they did what they do best, controlled the narrative, downplayed the situation, and acted like it wasn't a big deal. But the tension? It was there, and it was just getting started. Nobody saw this coming. Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian? That was a plot twist no one was ready for. Chyna's relationship with Rob sent shockwaves through the Kardashian family, and let's just say, they were not happy about it. To them, it wasn't just another Hollywood romance. It was calculated, a move meant to get under their skin. And if that was the goal, it worked. The Kardashians allegedly believed Chyna was using Rob to get revenge, to embarrass them, to stay relevant. And given their history, it's not hard to see why they thought that. Just imagine, your little sister takes your man, and then, boom, suddenly you're dating her older brother? The family wasn't buying that this was just love. Some insiders even claimed the Kardashians were so desperate to make it stop, they offered Chyna money to walk away from Rob. But Chyna, she wasn't backing down. If anything, she doubled down. Whether it was love, revenge, or a little bit of both, one thing was clear. Chyna wasn't playing by the Kardashians' rules anymore. And that made her a real problem for them. Things move fast. Almost too fast. 1 minute, Rob and Chyna were shocking everyone just by being together. The next, they were engaged. No long courtship, no slow build-up, just a ring and a whole lot of chaos. The Kardashians? They were not having it. Behind the scenes, sources say the family was urging Rob to slow down, to think things through, to not rush into something he might regret. But Rob wasn't listening. And then, Chyna dropped another bombshell. She was pregnant. By 2016, Dream Kardashian was born. And with that, Chyna was permanently tied to the Kardashian family. No matter what happened, no matter how much they wanted her gone, there was no erasing her from the picture. For Chyna, this wasn't just a relationship. It was a seat at the table. And for the Kardashians, it was their worst nightmare. What started as a shocking romance quickly spiraled into one of the most toxic and public breakups in reality TV history. Rob and Chyna's relationship wasn't just messy, it was a full-on disaster. It didn't take long for things to fall apart, publicly and loudly. Rob started accusing Chyna of cheating, blasting her on social media, posting emotional rants that had everyone watching in real time. But then, he took it even further. In a move that shocked everyone, Rob posted explicit photos of Chyna online. It was a move so extreme that Instagram shut his account down completely. The fallout was immediate, and it wasn't just drama, it was a legal problem. Chyna wasn't about to let it slide. She fired back, accusing Rob of emotional and physical abuse, painting a picture of a toxic relationship that had been doomed from the start. The accusations flew from both sides, court cases were filed, and any hope of co-parenting peacefully? Completely gone. This wasn't just a breakup, it was a war. And the Kardashians? They were watching it all unfold, knowing that no matter how bad it got, Chyna wasn't going anywhere. The drama didn't just stay on social media. It escalated into full-blown legal battles. Rob didn't just accuse Chyna of cheating. He went even further, claiming she physically assaulted him during their relationship. He painted a picture of violent outbursts, alleging she had attacked him on multiple occasions. But Chyna, she wasn't about to let that narrative take over. She fired back, saying Rob wasn't innocent in all of this. According to her, he had his own history of being abusive. But unlike her, he had the power of the Kardashian name to shield him. She claimed he was using his family's influence to control the story, making himself look like the victim while painting her as the villain. It looked like they were heading straight for a nasty courtroom showdown, but then, out of nowhere, Rob dropped the case. Just like that. His reasoning? He said he was doing it for Dream, that he didn't want to drag their daughter through more legal battles. But let's be real, was it really just about Dream? Or did Rob and the Kardashians realize this case might not go in their favor? Whatever the reason, Chyna walked away from that fight without facing the consequences Rob had originally threatened her with. And that was a win for her. Chyna wasn't done fighting. If the Kardashians thought she was just going to disappear after everything, they were wrong. She took things to the next level, suing Kris, Kim, Khloe, and Kylie, accusing them of sabotaging her career. According to Chyna, they didn't just dislike her, they actively worked behind the scenes to destroy her. And her biggest claim? That they got her reality show Rob and Chyna canceled on purpose. She alleged the family spread false rumors about her, convincing producers that she was a liability, making sure the show never got a second season. And this wasn't just about pride. Chyna put a number on it. She demanded a staggering $108 million in damages. Most people in Hollywood would have taken a settlement, quietly walked away with some money, but not Chyna. She refused to settle. She wanted a trial. She wanted them in court, under oath, answering for everything she claimed they did to her. But in the end, the Kardashian machine proved too powerful. Despite her efforts, Chyna lost the case. No payout, no justice, at least not the way she wanted. But even though she didn't win in court, she made one thing clear. She wasn't afraid to take on the Kardashians, and she wasn't going anywhere. Now, Chyna is coming for what matters most, her daughter. The custody battle over Dream Kardashian is heating up, and Chyna is making some serious accusations. She claims Rob isn't pulling his weight financially, that he's not paying child support, and that she's the one left struggling to provide for their daughter. But Rob? He's not letting that slide. He clapped back hard. According to him, he's paying plenty for Dream. He says he shells out $37,000 a year just for her schooling, on top of covering all her medical expenses and extracurricular activities. And here's where things get really interesting. Rob also pointed out that he has Dream from Tuesday to Saturday. That's 4 days a week. That little detail, it completely changes the narrative. If Rob has Dream the majority of the time, then why would he need to pay child support in the first place? That's exactly what he and his family have been saying. From their perspective, Chyna is twisting the truth to make herself look like the victim. But Chyna isn't backing down. To her, this isn't just about money, it's about control. She believes the Kardashians have been pushing her out of Dream's life, and she's not about to let that happen without a fight. So here's the real question. Why does Dream seem to be living with Khloe more than either of her actual parents? People have noticed Dream is almost always with Khloe. Whether it's birthday parties, family vacations, or just regular days out, she's right there with True and the rest of the Kardashian kids. And that's raised a lot of eyebrows. If Rob is Dream's primary parent, why is Khloe the one stepping in? And more importantly, why isn't Dream with Chyna full-time? Chyna has reportedly been trying to change that. She's made moves to get full custody, but every time, something seems to get in the way. And according to her, that is not a coincidence. She allegedly believes the Kardashians are using their influence, pulling strings behind the scenes, to keep her from gaining full custody of her daughter. To outsiders, it definitely looks like the Kardashians have positioned Khloe as Dream's second mom. And honestly, Khloe hasn't exactly denied it. She's openly called Dream her baby before, and treats her just like one of her own kids. But the real issue? If Chyna wants full custody and believes she's being blocked, then this situation is even messier than it looks. Because at the end of the day, who really gets to decide where Dream belongs? The courts? The Kardashians? Or does Chyna have a point that she's being intentionally pushed out of her daughter's life? And just when you thought this situation couldn't get any messier, Tristan Thompson decided to insert himself into the drama. In a move nobody saw coming, Tristan referred to Dream as his daughter. Yes, you read that right. Khloe's ex, who has no biological connection to Dream whatsoever, straight up called her his daughter. And Chyna, she was not having it. She immediately shut him down, making it very clear that Dream has one mother, Angela White, and one father, Robert Kardashian. Period. No stepdad, no extra parental figures, just her and Rob. And honestly, can you blame her for being mad? To Chyna, this wasn't just a weird slip-up, it was straight-up clout chasing. Tristan is already a walking PR disaster, so was this his way of trying to clean up his image? Trying to look like some loving father figure in the Kardashian household? Because let's be real, the irony of all this is insane. This is the same Tristan Thompson who has a history of neglecting his own kids. Fans immediately called him out, especially for the way he's treated his son with Marilee Nichols. That child has barely been acknowledged, yet here he is, playing stepdad to Dream. The audacity. Chyna's reaction wasn't just about Tristan, it was about a bigger issue. The Kardashians have been treating Dream like their child, and this was just another example of how they've pushed Chyna out of the picture. And if Chyna has anything to say about it, this fight is far from over. At the end of the day, this battle is far from over. Blac Chyna wants full custody of Dream, but let's be honest, Going up against the Kardashians? That's an uphill fight. And so far, it looks like they're doing everything in their power to keep Dream right where she is. Public opinion? Completely divided. Some people are 100% on Chyna's side. They believe the Kardashians are manipulating Dream, slowly pushing Chyna out of her own daughter's life, while painting themselves as the better parents. And let's be real, there's definitely evidence to suggest that. Dream spends way more time with Khloe than she does with Chyna, and the fact that Tristan felt comfortable enough to call Dream his daughter, that says a lot about how the Kardashians see the situation. But then there's the other side. People who think the Kardashians should be the ones raising Dream. They argue that Chyna's past behavior, her legal issues, her own drama, makes her unfit. To them, it's not about manipulation, it's about stability. And in their eyes, the Kardashians are giving Dream a better life. But Chyna, she's not backing down. She's made it clear she's going to fight for her daughter, no matter how much power the Kardashians have, no matter how many obstacles they throw in her way. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when it comes to Chyna versus the Kardashians, things are always going to get messy. This is just the latest chapter in the never-ending war between Blac Chyna and the Kardashians, and at this point, it's hard to imagine it ever really being over. From lawsuits to custody battles to straight-up family warfare, this feud has had everything. And with Chyna reportedly gearing up for another legal fight over Dream, it looks like the real battle hasn't even started yet. The question now is, what happens next? Will Chyna finally get the custody arrangement she's been fighting for? Or will the Kardashians continue to hold all the power, keeping Dream firmly within their world? Because if there's one thing we know about this family, it's that they always find a way to come out on top. But what do you think? Is Chyna justified in wanting full custody? Or are the Kardashians actually doing what's best for Dream? Let's talk about it in the comments.